What's up, world? Welcome back to Charge the Game podcast. I'll be your host here, Chuck. And man, this is a great day for me as I am super ecstatic and hopeful that this vote goes through as the NBA is deciding to vote on a new player rest policy. So before I continue to talk about this video, I want to ask you guys to do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell because your boy is about to go in. All right. So y'all already know, man, I'm pretty much always going to be old school mentality, man. These young cats, old cats in the league, veterans, whatever you have it, may not be, may be. These people, young men, old men, are spoiled. Straight up, they spoiled. We got the best medicine in the world, the best doctors in the world, the best technology in the world. So speedy recoveries should be at an all-time high. Instead, we got these players sitting on all these millions of dollars, taking all of these fans' ticket holding money, letting their kids down to go see them perform, and they want to take the night off because they got a headache. They want to take the night off because they got the stomach bug. Well, I really understand that stomach bug. That's not fun. Okay, I'm gonna take that one back. But you get what I'm saying. They want to take all these days and times off. You never know who you're gonna get. And they got the right person on the picture for this, looking at Kawhi Leonard here. And it's very upsetting. And I knew that it was going to be only a matter of time before the owners decided to take back the league. Because what has happened is, due to a lot of star players like LeBron, having his way, deciding what's best for me, which is okay. But now you got these cats who are abusing it. And Kawhi Leonard started this shit. I'm just being honest with you guys. Well, Greg Popovich started this. They said load management has been around. It was just very not noticed until Greg Popovich started with Kawhi Leonard. Spoiled this cat, and now he has gone to each franchise, the Toronto Raptors and the Los Angeles Clippers, doing the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's getting out of control. It has gotten out of control. And I'm very, very sick of it because it's hard for a person to watch the NBA game. You guys got to look at the NBA ratings. This is still a business. The NBA ratings are going down, plummeting, because once people see the injury report come out and they see that their favorite NBA player isn't playing, the superstar isn't playing, let alone both superstars aren't playing, the whole big three sitting out, who wants to watch that game? You know what I mean? Like, who wants to watch NBA basketball at that point? Nobody. So you got to realize they are realizing that, hey, our pockets aren't hurting, but we still are taking a hit because ratings affect the ownership, the organization, right? Then you got season ticket holders. You got the fans with their input on it. People tired of that. People don't want to show up, work hard, go buy all this ticket money, and take their little boy and their little girl to go see somebody that they look up to sit on the bench. I wouldn't, and it pisses me off. And I think that for the first time, ownership has had enough of this, especially last year. It was just out of control last year. I'm just being honest. It's gotten worse. And if you give these players an inch, they're going to take a mile. They know that the team needs them more. The organization needs them more. The fan base relies on them. That's why I give it up to the guys and tip my hat to the guys who stick it out and play tough basketball. Because if you think about it, back in the day, there was none of this. Like, people played in Chuck Taylor's bulky shoes, all kind of shoes. Now you got this shoes with technology, give you foot support, ankle support. Man, these cats still take days off. I mean, nothing is good enough for them. But I'm glad that the NBA is coming together to put some type of a halt to this, or some type of control on it at least. Because at the end of the day, like, that's what we need. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to drive the ratings in the NBA. And also, now that the NBA is branching off into, international basketball, you got to think about it. They don't take a lot of load management. So they're looking at the way Team USA just got dealt with, right? They're also looking at the type of talent, the type of grit and players that those international players that they're made out of. And that's what the NBA used to be. It's not coincidental that Team USA can't hold up to these to these international teams. These boys are just built different, and all they did was stick to what the NBA used to do and use it against us. Literally. This is from theathletic.com, and as you guys see, they got the right person in the picture, Kawhi Leonard, as he is the biggest king of load management. I mean, I don't get this guy. They talk about how this guy texts the team hours before the game starts, shows up to practice right at the end and say he doesn't feel good. He may not be playing today. So they did the right thing by having him in the picture, because he does he does need to be made an example out of. And if you guys are going to take games off, there still has to be some type of compensation that y'all got to give up on y'all's end as an athlete, because y'all still want these checks. Okay, but on a regular job, if you don't work, you don't get paid. You know what I'm saying? I understand that regardless, most of us are on salary and we still get paid regardless, but there is still a level of professionalism expected, and also a way to conduct and carry yourself as a professional athlete. You strive your whole life to have one of the top careers in the world, and you get the chance, you make the money off of it, and you quit. You sell out. I don't understand that, but this is from theathletic.com. It says, NBA to vote on new star player rest policy per sources. Who does the league define a star? The NBA Board of Governors is expected to vote this week on the new policy that a team is unable to rest 2-star players. Oh my, okay. Look at that. Look at God. Unable to rest 2-star players in the same game, according to league sources. Here's what you need to know. Now, before I go on and read the context of what's been elaborated here, that makes good sense to me. Now it's going to come down to a rock, paper, scissors game on who's feeling the least best and who's feeling the best, okay? So if we both not feeling like, we got it, we're going to have to rock, paper, scissors this thing, because both of us can't sit out. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, both of us can't be sitting out. And when both of us sit out, we it's not fair to the team. It's not fair to the team. It's not fair to the organization, because if we've been practicing all week with 2-star players, and then on the day of the game, both of y'all have to sit out for some reason, right? Or leading up to the game, something happens, then you put stress on the team, because now we got to run with a whole new lineup that, we ain't rehearsed yet. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that at least with the fans coming in, they'll get something, right? I'd rather get something than nothing. So if I can't get the whole thing, I'll take half when it comes to stuff like this, okay? Maybe I don't get both superstars. I'll take one of the superstars. That'll work for me. And I think that this will be voted on. I think that this will overwhelmingly be voted on and approved. I do, because I think that it's not just the players, or that it's about the players, which it is. It's more about the organization and going forward, like the standard that they need to set. So says here, under current discussions among team and league personnel, a star is defined as someone who's made an all-star or all-NBA team in the past 3 seasons per league sources. So they're going to base it off of that. In the last 3 years, have you been an all-star or an NBA star, right? An all-star or all-NBA. That's what they're going to base it off of. So that makes sense. That way, you don't have to scratch your head and say, does this pertain to me? Yes, this is the rules. It pertains to you if you fall under that category. The second point says the league's current rules prohibit teams from resting healthy players for any high-profile nationality televised game. It says teams should not rest multiple healthy players for the same game. And that goes back to what I just said. It goes back to the ratings, because they know, like I know, if I can wake up and just look at the highlights the next day, I barely want to do that if the main players aren't playing. It just doesn't make the league interesting. Therefore, they're losing revenue and ratings, live ratings, and streaming ratings. So you got to think about that. So it makes sense for them to say for any high-profile nationality televised game, not to rest multiple healthy players for the same game. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. I do. And the third one says the new policy states that the team must ensure star players are available for national televised and in-season tournament games. Oh, I know these NBA players are very, very salty that they actually got to get off their ass to make the money that they are overpaid in the first place. Except some of them deserve that money. I'm not going to lie. It's probably going to really irritate these NBA players that they got to really get off their ass and do their jobs, because they've been spoiled for years and years and years. And it's going to make the league much more competitive. And what they seem to be trying to do, in my opinion, it seems like they're trying to go back to the 2-star format, meaning like it's going to make it more engaging for the players too, especially when like you got to get up because the other 2 players are star players on the other team are going to play, or at least one of them. It's going to make you get up and want to compete more, and it's going to drive the ratings back up. They're very calculated with the way they're doing this, and I must say I like it. I really do. It says here they must also maintain a balance between the number of one-game absences for a star player enrolled in home games. Wow, they not playing with these boys. Oh man, with a preference for such absences to occur at home. The policy also says that the team must refrain from long-term shutdowns of healthy star players. Oh yeah. Now this season gonna be good. If they go well, it depends. I don't know when this will go into effect. Hopefully it goes into effect immediately. But if this is the case, and if this is true on what this is stating, the NBA should be much more entertaining, and the ratings should be very, very high. Think about it. The policy says that they must refrain from long-term shutdowns, meaning Kawhi Leonard can't go with all this long-term stuff. And it's crazy because all of this is really based off of his attitude. If you pay attention to it, long-term shutdowns and people not knowing like what's going on is what they're saying. Like, nope, you can't do that. You need to give us an explanation, or shit, we're going to dock you. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be some penalties to be faced after this, right? NBA Commissioner Adam Silver addressed load management at the All-Star weekend in February, saying there is medical data to support the current practice of load management throughout the league, and disagree with the nation that too many players, especially stars, were sitting out of games without injury. How can you disagree with that? That's why I don't like Adam Silver. You know what I'm saying? Like, he goes out of his way to be accepted. Then again, he has LeBron James in his back pocket, pulling those puppet master strings. And this is the type of stuff that you say to try to fit in with the cool kids. I get you, Adam Silver. You want to be hip. You want to fit in with the black guys. I got you. And you don't want to make anybody upset. Well, the thing is, you're ruining the NBA business. It's not just about you and your relationship with these players. It's about what's good for the business. And this is not good for the business to have stars sitting out of games. So you can miss me with all that. I disagree. No, you should agree. And truthfully, if the owners are coming to you complaining, shouldn't you be willing to negotiate things on their behalf, on their terms? Because they can't talk to these stubborn, stuck-up ass spoiled players like that. That's where you come in, Adam Silver, and it doesn't help if you're not gonna be in support of ownership taking too many games off. What? Like, come on, dude. Like, that was never heard of back in the day when MJ and all them boys was in the season balling. Kobe was balling. Them players wanted to be on the court. Nowadays, these boys be ready to take a load management and show up in street clothes. It's just crazy to me, man. Taking all this time off, getting all this money, able to have generational wealth, and the least that these NBA players could do is just show up to the game. That's all I have, man. You guys let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Do y'all think that the commissioner and the NBA, once they vote, they are doing the right thing? Or do you guys think that like we should keep it as is, let these players have their rest so they could be well good into the postseason, and they'll have their legs and still possibly lose or get injured like always? But, to each his own, you know what I mean? Like, you guys may feel like this NBA is working. I currently don't feel like it's supported. I think that the ratings show that. And I also think that, the fans, you know what I'm saying? Like, we are what pays the bills at the end of the day. So let me know how y'all think about this. Like always, like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let me know how you charge the game. Peace.